Welcome to What She Said with Kate Wheeler, Christine Bentley, and Sharon Caddy on Canada Talks, Sirius XM 167.
Good morning, everyone. This is indeed What She Said. I'm Christine Bentley, and I am so excited this morning because we have a guest host today, Samantha Houston. She's a former radio personality. She's a former colleague at CTV, good friend. We just love her, and we call her Sam. So, Sam, welcome. We, of course, could spend the next 2 hours telling you about all kinds of our stories.
Well, I'll tell you.
Back.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I had the good fortune of meeting Chris a number of years ago, too many years ago.
At
CTV.
When we were both 29?
We were 29 and still
now
are 29.
Now we're only 32.
How does that math work?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were working together at CTV, and Chris, of course, co-hosting the 6 o'clock news show. Most popular in the country for local news, and I came on board as a rookie with CTV Newsnet at the time, which is now CTV News Channel, and had the opportunity for a whole bunch of years to anchor there. Before that, did radio at 1050 Chum. But Chris was one of the first people I met, and we formed a fast and long friendship in the makeup room every day because doing news is pretty intense. So those 10 minutes when you're getting your face on, we would joke and laugh and got to know each other, and it was really very special. So it's an honor for me to be here today, Miss.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure for me. Starting off today, we have a huge story, and I'm sure you've heard about it, the big headline, Target Canada. Brian Winston knows the retail landscape across the world, the luxury landscape, every landscape to do with retail. Brian, were you surprised by this, or does this make perfect sense to you?
Unfortunately, it makes perfect sense to me. There have been a lot of signs, as those of us in the industry have been seeing.
Brian, can I just interrupt for a second? It's Sam
course.
Houston. I'm the co-host today with Chris. That was the number one issue for me. We had a Target pop up on every street corner in our neighborhood, and the promise in flyers weekly that this would be on sale and that would be available. And honestly, I can tell you, in half a dozen visits over the last 2 years, the store shelves were never stocked. You could never find someone to help you. It was always disappointing to walk into that store because as a Canadian who crosses the border regularly and shops at Target in America, there was tons of opportunity to get great deals, and there was never that here for us. I felt ripped off as a consumer.
And I don't blame you. I feel the same way. When you're used to seeing it at one price in America and you see it at another price in Canada.
Absolutely.
Even with exchange and everything else, that's a major issue. And then we have this whole logistics channel where the shelves aren't getting the stock the way they needed to.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
So another interesting retail story, I guess, and it also has to do with business, is BlackBerry. You know, a tried and true Canadian company. We love BlackBerry. We've supported BlackBerry. Canadians are all about their BlackBerries until the last couple of years when the stock has absolutely taken a nosedive. And then comes word yesterday that Samsung has reportedly gone into talks with BlackBerry to possibly purchase the company for $7 billion. And on that tiny note, the stock shoots through the roof, up 30% in a matter of hours. People, of course, who bought the stock at 120 are still not feeling satisfied. But if you were one of the lucky ones that decided to get into the business when it was sitting at $6 and $7 a share, to see that go up 30% is pretty substantial. And then, I guess, almost as quickly, what happens?
Yeah, they say Samsung and BlackBerry both say no. So, well, we'll wait to see what happens with this because
how does a story like that surface without a little tiny bit of truth?
I don't know.
You have to wonder where that comes from.
It is the stock market, though, Sam.
It is.
It is the stock market.
I don't play the stocks, Chris.
Going to something a little more serious. Jailed Egyptian-Canadian journalist Mohamed Fahmy says his bags are packed. He's ready to return home. Foreign Affairs Minister John Baird is in Cairo, and he said the case is complex.
Now, he has suffered injuries in prison. He currently has a metal plate plate in his shoulder because he suffered an injury while he was in prison. And he's made a promise that as soon as he is released, and that could be in the next couple of days, as you were saying, Chris, he wants to marry his fiancée. The first thing he's going to do when he returns to Canada is marry his fiancée. So,
And we'll all be clapping.
And we'll all be clapping, absolutely. And then very quickly, also in international news, but connecting home, Ottawa is looking into reports that a Canadian who starred in an ISIS propaganda video has been killed in northern Syria while fighting for the terrorist group. As the Conservatives prepare to table new anti-terror legislation. Yep, and I'm going to move quickly on this. John McGuire, who uses the name Abu Anwar al-Kanadi, was killed in the city of Kobani, according to ISIS Twitter reports. Coalition forces had launched 6 airstrikes this past Tuesday against ISIS forces in the area. John McGuire, reportedly from Ottawa, reportedly a dropout University of Ottawa student who said that he grew up like every other Canadian boy playing hockey and playing his guitar on the school stage. So it's just bizarre to see a Canadian in these propaganda videos and now reportedly killed. Not the first and likely will not be the last. Chris?
Before we leave you to go to our first guest, we have some good news for you, and that is fill up your car because, well, good news, bad news, I don't know. I mean, gas in the 80s, in the range of 80 cents after me with Supreme or Extreme or whatever gas it was. I was paying like $1.40 something. I'm going, does it really matter if I pay 88 or 86?
Well, I got to tell you, and depending on where you live in the country too, because
Yes.
here in Toronto it's higher than it would be in Calgary and Edmonton and in other cities. But it's going up. It's going up a little bit.
By 2 cents at midnight.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get really, really frugal about the gas bill, then you better rush out and fill up. It is nice because
you know what? It's nice. It's nice for us. For a change, I can put $25 in my car and actually have that. You know, I can go now for days and days. I have a little Volkswagen, so I am happy to be paying the 87 cents a liter. I will, and if you want to raise it by 2 pennies, I'm okay with that too. You know.
This is Canada Talks on Sirius XM. Stay with us.
You're on the skin, so keep on pushing.
Welcome back to What She Said on Canada Talks, Sirius XM 167.
Hello there. I am Christine Bentley in studio with our favorite new guest host today, Samantha Houston, a longtime friend and ex-colleague at CTV and a big radio star.
That's what my parents say.
Yes.
That's what my parents say. I'm a big star in my own mind and according to my family. So that's good now.
Well,
Thanks
you
so
know,
much,
this
Grace.
is we Canadians need to pat one another on the back.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so joining us now is family lawyer Jacqueline Newman, the youngest attorney to be selected for inclusion in Thomson Reuters New York Metro Super Lawyers Top 50 Women Attorneys for 2013 and 2014. Already impressed. Welcome, Miss Newman, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, and thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, congratulations on your award, too. Fabulous.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, it is a Happy New Year for a lot of us, unless, of course, you're a couple that's had a rough go of things. And it's an interesting statistic. The number of married couples this month who tend to lean towards divorce. Why is January the month for divorce?
I think one of the reasons that January is the month for divorce is that a lot of people actually were thinking about divorce before January, but nobody wants to, start an action for divorce when you have Santa coming. And I think that a lot of people want to kind of make it through the holidays, especially when there's children involved. And then come the new year, they're ready to move forward. Their New Year's resolution is not to have another year of a dysfunctional marriage.
Jacqueline, let's flip to the other side of things, to the start of a relationship and the start of a long-term relationship. Can you talk to us a little bit about prenuptial agreements? We often hear them in Hollywood because each person in that relationship has a lot at stake financially. Are prenups still popular with the lay people, say someone like me perhaps, and is it a little bit unromantic?
Well, I can say they are definitely still popular. I'm finding them actually more and more popular of late. And are they unromantic? Is it a fun conversation? No. Is it as fun as figuring out what appetizers you're going to have at your wedding? Absolutely not.
Jacqueline Newman, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jacqueline.
This is What She Said on Canada Talks on Sirius XM. Stay with us. There is so much more to come.
We're talking about Oscar nominations next.
You're listening to What She Said on Canada Talks.
Hello there. I am Christine Bentley in studio with my buddy Sam Houston, and we promised, and we're going to do it. We are going to talk about the 2015 Oscar nominations. This just after the Golden Globes.
Yeah, did you watch the Globes on Sunday?
Yes, I did. Well, I watched it periodically. Let's put it that way.
Dipped in, dipped out.
Dipped in, dipped out. I was looking, switching channels a little, looking at a lot of the dresses and going, I need to go to the gym. Does that make it, does not every woman do that? And in your heart of hearts, you're saying, really?
Two things, though, really. I need to go to the gym, and does that woman own a mirror? Because honestly, they were either fabulous or horrible. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda, I thought looked amazing.
Oh,
now,
my goodness. That woman is
I don't know how
beautiful.
old she is, but she's
about 200. She's about 200.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
and
she's looking good.
Her, 18-year-olds would be envious of that body.
Well, again, if you watch the Globes on Sunday, she presented with Lily Tomlin.
Yes.
And I would suggest that she and Lily Tomlin, who is a very famous comedian from the 70s, are about the same age. And Lily Tomlin looked her age. And Jane Fonda looked like she's been buying into her own videos because she looked fabulous. The list of nominations for the 87th Academy Awards. This is the 87th Academy Awards. Best Picture category.
American Sniper, Birdman, Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, Selma.
Want to see it.
The Theory of Everything, and Whiplash. So let's move on to actor.
Yeah.
Steve Carell, Foxcatcher, Bradley Cooper, American Sniper, Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, we have the name now. We'll never and he's so cute. And Michael Keaton for Birdman, Eddie Redmayne, The Theory of Everything. So, actress, Sam.
In a leading role, Marion Cotillard for 2 Days, One Night. She's a brilliant actress. Felicity Jones, The Theory of Everything. That is the Stephen Hawking movie. If you haven't seen it, I have heard amazing things about it, and clearly with the nominations, others agree. Julianne Moore for Still Alice. Read the book, have not seen the movie. It is a heavy topic. It is about a woman's journey, a young woman's journey through Alzheimer's. So it is a very heavy topic. Rosamund Pike, Gone Girl. Did you see Gone Girl?
I saw Gone Girl. I did.
Yes, and?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I was kind of, I was kind of surprised by the whole thing. It was a different. It was a different experience, but I go to movies to escape, so I'm happy to be in another environment.
And for me, Gone Girl was enough like the book that I thought it was okay. I did not love it, but I thought it was okay. And Reese Witherspoon, of course, for Wild, another great book turned into a fantastic movie.
Well, we are going to come back with some more. I'm Christine Bentley with Sam Houston in studio. This is What She Said. We will be right back on Canada Talks 167 on Sirius.
This is Alicia Brilla, and you're listening to What She Said on Canada Talks.
Hello there, I'm Christine Bentley in studio with Sam Houston, and we just went through the list of the nominations announced to this morning at 8:30 Eastern for the Academy Awards. We went through a few. Of course, we have the Razzie nominations as well.
The worst achievements
The
in
worst
film.
achievements, and we're just going to touch on a few just so you can have a little laugh here.
Okay. So the worst picture, Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. So Kirk Cameron, of course, from, back in the day, Growing Pains, I think was the name of the sitcom that he was involved in with Alan Thicke. So his movie, Saving Christmas, is on the worst picture list, and Left Behind is another one. You may not even know these films. The Legend of Hercules, you will know.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I made a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costume for my twins who are now 30 when they were 4. So that's, and Transformers: Age of Extinction. And Kirk Cameron, by the way, also gets the honor of being nominated as Worst Actor.
Congratulations. And so does Nicolas Cage. No surprise there. I think everything he touches turns to stone. So he is also in the Worst Actor category. And Kellen Lutz for The Legend of Hercules again.
Seth MacFarlane and Adam Sandler in Worst Actress. Drew Barrymore. Aww. Really, could she be that bad? Cameron Diaz, the other woman in Sex Tape. Melissa McCarthy for Tammy.
Who I love, who I absolutely
Charlize
love.
Theron, A Million Ways to Die in the West. Mm-hmm. And Gaia Weiss, The Legend of Hercules. So anyway, this is just fun nonsense.
I think it's just an honor to be nominated. Isn't that what you're supposed to say?
Yeah, for anything.
Best and worst. It's just good to get your name out there. You know, any advertising is good advertising, right?
And yes, I know, as long as they spell it right and say it right.
Exactly.
It's a good thing. It's kind of like Kim Kardashian, where you say, am I really mentioning this person again?
Okay, stop it. You're not talking about Kim, my girl here, are
you?
Do you ladies not like Kim Kardashian? Does what she said not like Kim Kardashian?
Well, it's not that we don't like her, but it's so nonsense.
I'm all about KK. I'm just going to say that and move on, okay? I absolutely love the Kardashian vibe. I like Khloe and Kourtney taking the Hamptons, and I like Scott Disick and everything he does. I don't know what it is. It is a guilty pleasure of mine, and every Sunday night I do hit PVR, and I quietly watch it when everybody else has gone to bed.
Actually, I watch it, and I've been asked, what do I watch? All the Housewives.
Yeah.
I just can't believe. I mean, I know it's staged. I know it's probably very little of it's authentic, but all this fighting and carrying on, and it's sort of like
it makes me feel good about my life. Who
has dinner parties like that? I'm just amazed.
Yeah.
We are going to take a break.
And when we come back, Capital correspondent Timothy Walker has some very cool news to share with us. You won't want to go anywhere. Stay with us. You're listening to What She Said.
Welcome back to What She Said on Canada Talks, Sirius XM 167.
Hello there. I am Christine Bentley in studio with Sam Houston, our guest host today. And we are also joined live with Capital Connection correspondent Timothy Walker.
Timothy, it's Sam Houston here. I had an opportunity to watch The Love of a Child again last night. I saw it originally on W5 about a year ago and decided to just pop onto YouTube and watch it again last night. And I cry most of the way through it because it is such a great story, such a happy story.
And, a lot has come from that, not just this nomination, which I guess we'll find out whether or not we won on February 24th.
Timothy, we will be having you back on next Wednesday. This is What She Said on Canada Talk, Sirius XM. Stay with us.
This is What She Said with Kate Wheeler, Christine Bentley, and Sharon Caddy on Canada Talks.
Hi there. Welcome back. I'm Samantha Houston, sitting in as guest host today. Chris Bentley, very kind to invite me on the show, and I'm having a great time. Thanks so much, Chris. And
Our pleasure.
We are joined once again by criminal lawyer Marcy Siegel. Nice to meet you too, Marcy.
Nice to meet you. I wish to see you in person.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to talk about conflict of interest now, grabbing major headlines across this country, because the people that we trust to tell us the news and tell us the complete unbiased story are they themselves making news. And in the headlines right now, the editor-in-chief of CBC News said 2 reports of ethical breaches on the part of senior business correspondent Amanda Lang made false assumptions and left out important facts. Let's talk about conflict of interest, Marcy. How can you weigh in on this and these 2 very famous news people?
And the other one being Leslie Roberts from Global.
I understand the issue, and one of the biggest issues is the fact that obviously the public, they curry favor with the public because of their position.
Whether it is a conflict of interest or a perceived conflict of interest, isn't that enough? Like, if the story is out there and if it even smells a little off, should they not be backing off? If there's even a chance that people might connect the dots and something feels untoward, shouldn't it be stopped before it even begins, Marcy?
Yes, and I guess the question becomes, let's assuming that they're both guilty of conflict of interest. If they are, is it overkill that both of them should be removed?
We'll have to see when we get all the facts.
Still early days on
Still
both
early
those.
days. But
Yeah.
thank you so much, Marcy, for joining us.
And thanks for having me.
Great to meet
Okay.
you. Great to meet you.
Sam, thank you so much
I'm
for
hugging
joining
you
us.
from across the desk, Chris. Love you. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.